Hello everyone, welcome back to the Long Dark. Yes, we are still here, we are still in camp office. It is now the middle of the night. The weather has, I think, calmed down. And we are getting ready to make our move. We're going to be, today we're going to be following on from where we left off. We're going to head over to camp office. We're going to haul all of the stuff that we're carrying over to camp office. There's quite a lot. We have some wolf meat, which is keeping us going. In fact, I'm going to eat a bit more of that now. Yeah, just something that I need to catch you up on. Obviously, we have this affliction, the risk of intestinal parasites from eating the carnivore meat. Just as I ended the last video, and just as I sort of stopped the recording, it flashed up and said, affliction healed. So the previous affliction of that has actually healed. So we're all clear. We can go ahead and eat again. So I'm going to eat all 3 pieces of this. I think that's pretty much showing us where our maximum limit is. All in one go. So I think we're looking pretty good. So it looks like to me the intestinal parasites risk, you can have 3 pieces. You could probably have a bit more, to be fair, but I'm going to stick to 3, and then just let it ride out. It doesn't actually take that long to ride out, so yeah, I think we can work with that. Okay, so it's the middle of the night. We are actually still a little bit tired, so let's sleep for a few hours. I slept for an hour just after I ended the last video, just to save the game, which is a very old standing thing that we always used to do in the original Long Dark playthroughs, simply because the game only saved when you slept back in the early days. It now saves whenever you go in and out of interior locations, but back then it only saved when you slept, so you had to sleep to save the game. So that's a hangover from that. Okay, so let's make our way back downstairs. I'm going to do another nighttime ramble, simply because we're ready to go. We've got all of the kit with us. We're fully stocked up, and we're in good condition. We're fully fed, we're fully watered, and we're fully rested. So I don't really want to hang around and not do anything. I want to get myself going. The weather is not brilliant. What's the temperature like? -7? -7 there? Does it change as we move away from the building? It's still okay. Let's get rid of all of that. So we're going to head back to Trapper's cabin. The weather is not as clear as it was the last time we did a nighttime ramble, but it's still perfectly fine. Still perfectly usable. Now, the one thing we've got to bear in mind, we are smelly. Our scent is there, the wolves can pick it up, so we just need to be a little bit careful of that. But that's, again, travelling at night hopefully mitigates that a little bit, because I don't think the wolves, or indeed the bear, are as active at night as they are during the day. So I'm kind of hoping we'll have a clear path through. Now we actually have a dead dude here, which I don't think I have checked for anything. Is it a dead dude? It is a dead dude. Let's have a quick look.
I'll take it.
Fishing tackle. Okay, we'll have that. Let's not walk over him. Right, okay, so let's keep going. Hopefully you can see this. It's a little bit dark. Yeah, so we've kind of launched straight into it, but basically from the end of the last video, we've got ourselves all geared up. We've fully stocked our backpack, and we're hauling it to Trapper's cabin. I'm then thinking I'm going to head to the lookout, the forestry lookout, before I go back to camp office. Pick up the last of the few things there. There isn't very much left at camp office, to be honest. The only reason I didn't set off in the last video was because the weather outside was really, really bad, and I had to kind of ride it out. So we thought we'd just sleep for a bit, sleep through the night, get ourselves sorted out, let that weather settle down, and then we'll get going back to Trapper's cabin, which is what we're now doing. So yes, we are carrying on with our little mission to gather everything from Mystery Lake, get it back to Trapper's cabin. There wasn't anything in here, which I was a bit surprised about. So yeah, we're going to head back to our Trapper's cabin. We'll drop off everything. We're carrying that wolf pelt, so we'll leave that behind to continue curing. We need a few more of those before we can think about doing any crafting, so I need to go off and see if I can get some more. We have brought down, looking at the statistics, we've had 4 wolf struggles. We've actually killed 3 of the wolves that we fought with, but they would have been in Milton, in Mountain Town, and they would have disappeared from the game world by now, I strongly suspect. So we are unfortunately only got the 1 wolf pelt. You have to excuse me as well. I'm having to keep one eye on the long dark and one eye on the hamster who is currently running around the floor. Make sure she doesn't get up to any mischief. There's the neighbourhood friendly bear. Pick a few sticks up. We've actually dropped slightly below our carrying weight by eating that meat, so I can actually pick some sticks up. Stay on the high ground. I don't know whether my scent is going to attract the bear or not. I suspect it could well do, so I'm going to stay way up here on the high ground. Stay out of the way of the bear. The bear is still active. Apparently it never sleeps. That is an interesting thing, actually. In the long dark, I don't think the wildlife ever sleeps. The wolves seem to... Oh, I've got stuck. Can I get around the top of that tree? No, I'm going to have to go underneath it. The wolves seem to be... they don't seem to be around as much during the night, but that could just be that I don't travel very much at night and I've just never encountered any. Could be they are still active, but it just seems a bit daft that they never seem to sleep. Particularly the bear, given that there is only one of them on the map. You would think that if it's a wolf, you could argue it's different wolves that you're encountering at night than the ones you're encountering in the day. And with the bear there's only the one, so you'd think it would sleep at some point, but apparently not. Same with the deer, actually. Deer are all still wandering around here in the middle of the night. So the wildlife never sleeps in the long dark, which is interesting. I wonder if that's something they may address in future updates. But right now we are back at Trapper's Cabin. It's a relatively short journey, actually. Mystery Lake starts to seem like a very small map once you work out the quickest ways between places. Okay, so I'm going to have to put my storm lantern on to be able to see what I'm doing. But we're carrying a reasonable amount of stuff, so I've got quite a bit of things to kind of drop. So let's see what I actually have. Lots and lots of fishing line, which we are going to do some fishing. Obviously I have my wolf pelt and I have my... what's this? We've got quite a lot of rose hips. I left them behind in here, so I'm going to take them back and we'll process those. Cloth can go the other way. That can go into the storage, as can all those feathers. Anything else from in here that we don't need to have with us? I don't think so. One of those hooks, because we can only make one set of fishing tackle from what we have. Do I have any spare clothes? Do I have any? No. Okay, so we do have a few odds and ends. Nothing particularly major. I'm going to drop those into there just to get them out of the way. And I'm carrying an awful lot of tinder plugs, so I'm going to ditch some of those tinder plugs as well. So, okay, so let's just move our wolf pelt over to one side. And our gut as well, just get it out of the way. Just keep things looking neat and tidy in here. I am carrying, I've got a food container. I'm carrying quite a lot of coffee. I think we'll be carrying quite so much of that, so let's get rid of some of that. Okay, so food wise I'm going to stick with what else I have got at the moment, so that's all looking good. Tinder plugs, I have tons of them, so let's line ourselves up over the tinder plugs and just drop them on the floor. That just I know I can reposition them, but I can't make a pile out of them, so it's easier just to drop them all down on the floor. So I'm going to get rid of probably all but about 7 of these. I'll get rid of 20 because I've got cattail stalks and birch bark as well, so that's tidy this up. So there we go. They have, trust me, dropped into that pile. So there's a load more tinder plugs there now as well, books and things. Right, okay, so we're actually looking pretty okay. We've got plenty of stuff. I honestly thought I was going to end up dropping a bit more carrying weight than that. Right, let's extinguish that because I don't really want to waste the fuel. But I bet you I'm not going to be able to craft anything whilst it's dark. I just wanted to prepare these rose hips. Oh, it is letting me do it. Okay, that's cool. Let's prepare these rose hips then. Right, okay, so... Oh, and we can also make our fishing tackle. That's perfect. Spot on. So, what have we now got? Well, in our backpack, we have got 3 sets of fishing tackle, which is good. We're going to go fishing, so that comes in handy having some spares. Got plenty of charcoal. We need to do some map making when we walk back across to camp office. We have also got some spare rose hips, which I'll go and get rid of into the... What's it? The rest of them are in the medicine supply, and we have enough by the looks of it to make 2 sets of the tea. So we will do that, because that will give us some rose hip tea. That's all good. And they are wound dressings, aren't they? Yep, so we're actually looking in pretty good shape. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Oh, I think I'm going to get rid of that magnifying glass. I only really use that in daylight outdoors, so it's a bit limiting on fire starting, but actually, no, it's not that heavy. If I have a call to make one of those in the middle of the night, it'll come in handy. I've got quite a few matches though, so I don't mind so much using matches. Okay, so let's sleep for a little bit. I'm just going to drink before I do that. I'm going to drink one of the reishi mushroom teas, simply because it gives me some calories as well. So let's just sleep. I did click the button there we go. Okay, I'm probably only going to need to sleep for a couple of hours, so let's just sleep for a few hours, and that should get us through to daylight. And then I think what we're going to do is head towards the lookout. There we go, that gives us daylight, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's make our way back towards the lookout then. So we'll leave all of this behind. We've got a nice little stockpile going on here. It's pretty cool. Let's head out then. So we're going to head towards the lookout. Now, I still haven't quite... not brilliant weather. What's the temperature like? Not too bad temperature-wise. Okay, this isn't too bad. We can see where we're going, so I'm going to take the risk. We'll head out. Yeah, still -7 as we move away from the building, so it's not too cold. Let's make our way up then. Now, this is one route that I haven't 100% memorised yet. So I'm going to try going... Rather than going all the way back to the railway and kind of going along it and coming back in again, I'm going to try and cut across to where the lookout is. This is the new forestry lookout. The original forestry lookout is now ruined. The one right at the top of the hill is now destroyed. The new forestry lookout is a little bit closer to the railway line, or the railway line, or whichever part of the world you come from, whatever you call it. And it's actually pretty cool. It's virtually the same as the old forestry lookout. I think it came... I did some things about this because it caught me out in Wintermute because it had changed and I didn't realise. But I believe the change was made pre-Wintermute and I just hadn't played this map for quite some time. So... Do you know what's hilarious? I've just left Trapper's Cabin again without collecting that rabbit that we know has been snared. That's twice I've done that now, and realised once I've actually walked away. Okay, so this is memory test 101. How do I get back to where I'm aiming for? That takes me to Deadfall. Oh, we'll pick this bark up because that is actually pretty good tinder, so I'm going to pick that up. Okay, so I'm going to... I think it's this way, and then bearing round to the right through the next little section. And then we kind of walk back up towards the railroad line, and then we kind of swing around and go up into the lookout. I hope. There is a lot of hope involved in this. It's kind of this way that we want to be going now. It's a section of Mystery Lake I don't know so much. There's Unnamed Pond down there. And there's a little cabin down there in Unnamed Pond. I'm not sure how well the map making will work at the moment because it's pretty misty. I think we go up that river. I think that's where I need to be headed. Let's just see if we can actually do some surveying. Okay, it's giving us a little bit. So that's Hunter's Blind. Racy Mushrooms, Cattails, Old Man's Beard. Okay, cool. So it did let us do a little bit. I'm going to come back to this area. I'm going to come back to this area and have a good go around it. I'm pretty sure we need to follow this river. If we follow this river, it does take us back up towards where the lookout is, I think. I'd be mildly embarrassed if I'm turned out to be... Or is it that way we need to go? Actually, I think it might be this way. Let's head this way. There you go, you got a blind man's tour of Mystery Lake right now, trying to figure out where I'm going. Blunder around trying to find the lookout. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go to the lookout, we're going to loot the lookout, then we're going to head back to camp office, and we're going to pick up everything from there and the lookout. Hopefully we can pick it all up in one go, and then we'll head back to Trapper's cabin. Yeah, I'm aware that it's cold. Oh, this has not put me where I expected to be. Oh, I think I do know where I am. I think I do know where I am. I think this is sort of right. I think I have overshot it by one. Oh, we've got some saplings there.
Snow and nothing to drink.
That's fine, don't worry. Yeah, we need to be heading that way, but I'm going to go and harvest these 2 saplings. I have kind of gone round in a bit of a long circle and come back to where I could have been a few minutes ago, but never mind. I think we're going to head that way, and I think that is the right way to be going to get to the lookout. So it's kind of up there. So let's harvest these 2 saplings. These ones are maple. I'm pretty sure the one we've already got is birch, because I know you need 1 to make the bow and 1 to make the arrow. So in theory, we are heading in the right direction to having everything we need to make a bow and arrow. So that should be good. Okay, so we're going to be heading this way, and as we're passing the Old Man's Beard, I will pick it up. There we go. Harvest as much of these natural plants as we can. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gather all of my resources. This is the survival strategy. Gather all of the resources that you possibly can, and then hopefully you will get them all into one place, and you'll be able to keep yourself going for a good amount of time. More Old Man's Beard. Ooh, more Old Man's Beard. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, I think we need to be heading this way, but I think we kind of need to pick these sticks up as well as we go past. I suspect we're going to need to make a fire when we get up there. I think it's this way. I'm fairly sure. There's the railroad just through there. I think this kind of leads up, and I think we need to be bearing around to the left in a moment. There is a pathway which is pretty obvious when you see it. You can actually see the lookout just up there, right in front of us. On top of the hill. Picking up all the Old Man's Beers as we walk past it. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of this. Plenty of Old Man's Beard. Okay, I'm going to head round this side of this rock. You can see the lookout on top of that hill there. That's where we need to be heading towards. And as we kind of get closer to it, there is a very obvious pathway that you need to take that leads you up this hill. I think we kind of need to... Yeah, here we are. You can see the fence. Oh, well, that's okay. Oh, I can't get up. Ah, there we go. Here we are. So this is the pathway. This leads us up towards the new forestry lookout. Now, if you are relatively new to the game, this is going to be the only forestry lookout you're going to remember, but veteran players will tell you tale of an old forestry lookout. The original forestry lookout. Right from the get-go, because Mystery Lake was the first. If you are new to the game, Mystery Lake was the very first region. When the game first launched, it was the only region in the game. It has changed quite a bit since then. Originally, the dam only had the upper level. The lower level wasn't there. So the section where you go through that door in the back of the turbine hall and head down, that wasn't there. And there was obviously no transition out to other regions, because there were no other regions. And the original forestry lookout, the lookout itself is actually identical to this one, pretty much, but the original forestry lookout is now the ruined lookout that you can see from up here. So when we get up here, you'll see the ruined lookout. Don't think we can see it till we get right to the top, actually. But you see the ruined lookout, and the ruined lookout is the original forestry lookout. There it is, over there. There's now a radio tower there, which wasn't there originally. That was the original forestry lookout, so that's where you originally went, and you found this, but now it's here. So we're going to head up. It completely threw me. This is a relatively new update, this. Came out just before Wintermute. They moved it. I don't know why they moved it. I have no idea why it was moved. But here it is, and you get a pretty cool view from up here. And that's probably why it was moved, because it's a bit more central now than it used to be. You can see that's the log sort down there. You can see over, following the railroad, there's Camp Office, heading up towards Forlorn Lost Cape that way. Trapper's Homestead is over this way, somewhere behind the trees. You can't see it. There's the original forestry lookout, clear cut down there, and all that good stuff. So let's see what there is up here, if I can find the door. Shut that door. Okay. Pretty decent. Dog food. Book beats. Can opener. Able. Not bad start. What's temperature like in here, by the way? 10 degrees. That's fine. Some simple tools. We haven't actually found any tools yet, so that's useful.
This stuff will come in
Another
handy.
sewing kit. Anything in the first aid box? Some antibiotics and another sewing kit. And that's okay. A little disappointed. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but what it is what it is. It is what it is, which was the catchphrase in our office last Friday. It is what it is. Right, okay, well, we're actually in pretty good condition. We're a little bit chilly, and we're getting a little bit hungry. It's midday, so I think we need to head back down and head back towards Camp Office. So we're not going to be up here for very long. There isn't very much in here, but well, oh yeah, I forgot you can't open it from there. You have to be over this side, or you can't get out through the door. Let's shut it behind us. So you get a really nice view from up here with the new forestry lookout over towards the old one. I think there is some supplies by the old one, so we probably will climb up towards the old one, but we're going to need to do that when we've got some pretty good fire supplies and things with us, because there's no shelter up there. But I very much doubt we can get up and down again in one go, so okay, let's make our way back down. So this is the Lightning Coach Tours visit to Forestry Lookout, but we've got what we needed. We have looted it. We found everything we wanted, and all is good. So there's absolutely nothing else out here. So let's make our way back down then. So we'll go back down the hill. The old Forestry Lookout. Make our way down all the pathways, all the ladders, and it's cleared up rather nicely as well. A really good view from up here. It's pretty cool. It's a nice location. In many ways, it's actually not it's not actually a bad base. The only thing that's always bothered me, obviously, when you go inside Forestry Lookout, it doesn't do a cut scene. It doesn't cut to an indoor location. You just go in. And that just made me think, does it count as a proper indoor location? So if you're trying to cure deer hides and things like that, does it actually count as a proper indoor location for you to do that? Because I'm not convinced it does. And that's the only reason I've never considered using it as a base. Because I'm not convinced it actually counts. Okay, I think we can go around this way. So this is the direction we want to be heading in. Yep, we can. That's perfect. So if I drop down... Well, if I drop down... Well, this is derailment. So we're going to drop down onto derailment. Which we haven't looked at derailment yet. So let's see if we can get down to derailment. We just need to be a little bit careful. Because, yes, in fact, I think... Is that a wolf over there? I think it is. It's the only thing about derailment is you get lots of wolves around. And the bear can also hang around here as well sometimes, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to leave derailment while that wolf is there. We shall come back to derailment. I know it's not mega close, but I'm not really in the mood to tussle with it right now, so let's take a bit of a risk there by jumping. It's not something you really want to do in the long dark. You injure easily, so try and avoid doing that normally. I'll tell you what, there's going to be some prepper caches around on this map as well, so we need to go and try and find all the prepper caches. These posts with the telegraph poles were all new as well. These came in for Wintermute. These weren't there before, with lights and things. So actually, when the Aurora's active, the railway line will actually be lit up with all these spotlights, which I think will look quite cool. I've never actually been along it and had a look, so it'll be quite interesting. Okay, so we'll just make our way back to camp office. We'll tool up with everything we've got to carry back to Trapper's cabin, and we'll be good for another run back to Trapper's cabin, which will be in the next video. So this is the strategy, this is what we're doing. What we're doing is we're going to each section of the map. We're pulling everything back into one place. Once we've got it all there, we'll think about heading to the Grey Mother's house, getting everything back into that big base location, and then we'll think about going elsewhere. And I think what we'll then do is head off towards Forlorn Muskeg and possibly across to the newer region over that way, which is the rail maintenance area. I can't actually remember what that region is called. I'd have to have a look, but I haven't really been through that in survival mode, so I'm going to be very interested in what it's like. Okay, so let's just go through the filing cabinet quickly, and we'll just grab. Now, there is quite a lot of stuff here. I just realised.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Let's transfer everything. So that was everything in that drawer. I've actually got quite a lot. Okay, I'm just going to transfer it all and just see what that does to us weight-wise. Okay, so what's our weight? 6 kilos over. I reckon we can travel with that. It's not too bad. It's a relatively short journey. We're not carrying anything that's going to attract wolves. Our gloves look pretty... Oh, 4% wet. Oh yeah, it goes up that way. I think it goes across that way. 4% wet, that's actually not too bad. Boots are okay, socks are all okay. Legs are a little bit damp, 10% wet for our outer layer, but that's still fine. We just need to get ourselves by a fire to dry back out again. It's another reason to have fires. Go and dry yourselves out now things get wet. Whoops. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, so we're 6 kilos over our carrying weight, but I'm sure that will be fine. I think that will be absolutely okay for us to travel back to Trapper's cabin, but that is going to be in the next video. So right now, thank you again for joining me in the long dark. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you've got any questions, any comments, any queries, please do drop them into the comments below. I always try and reply as best I can, but please do bear with me. Things are very, very busy. As they always are, but I always try and reply as best I can. So please check out the tutorial series as well, the Long Dark tutorial series. I'm going to continue with that, expand on that, make that a little bit better. So if there's anything you want to see in the Long Dark tutorial series, do let me know. But right now, as always, I am going to say thank you so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I shall see you again very, very soon.